welcome in. I'm gonna quickly pop, there we go, fix up the audio here. Hello to Dunks, how are you? How's it going? We're gonna get straight into it. I know this is a bit earlier than our normal streams, and obviously not the right day, but this is a special stream. It's a special occasion, so we're gonna get into it. Also, I have plenty of things to do tonight, so it's not gonna be a long stream. But we have reached three stars on Muffin Town, our town game. So I'm very excited to get into this. Also, I tried downloading Fortnite. It's only just finished downloading like the past like 2 days because I really want to try Fortnite. I played it once. I just want to see what the hype is, man. Bonus stream, hell yes, hello Ducky, welcome in. We're gonna have a 3-star town celebration. Also, not the point of this stream. Hello Eep, welcome in. Again, not the point of this stream, but just while we're looking at my home screen with all of my games and all of that, for the love of everything, if you like Minecraft, if you like RPGs, play Dragon Quest Builders. It's Minecraft with an RPG storyline. It's 10 out of 10. Anyway, not the point here. How are you, Eep? Hello, Ducky. How are you both? Let me I need to turn on my fan. It's a weird mix between really like starting to cool down a lot outside and like really hot inside. So I'm just trying to, there we go, find a nice balance. Because if I put my aircon on, I'm way too cold. If I leave my aircon on, if I leave my aircon on, I'm too cold. If I don't have it on, I'm sweating. It's a weird combination today. I don't know how to feel. Alrighty, let's get into some Animal Crossing. As I said before, this is not going to be too long of a stream. I've got plenty of things to do, and also there is a lot that's going to happen, but not all of it immediately. But I do want to get into the main celebration. Now, you may notice it is currently nighttime in game. That's because it's nighttime in game. No. And that's because, once again, because I wasn't able to stream the past day or two because of my house being fumigated. Yay. We have not necessarily missed a lot. So the KK concert will happen the next day you start up your game. So we wouldn't have lost anything by starting it up today. But by going back to Friday, I can show off more of what it means down the road. Again, this time travel is not going to happen very often. In fact, this is probably, outside of like special occasions and holidays, this is probably going to be the last time of it. But I thought it'd be a good idea to show off what's happening. Hello, Powanoia. I got it quicker than last time. Hello, Powanoia. How are you? How's it going? Alright. I've got my ice water, I've got my Switch, we are killing it. So it's 6:25 on Friday, 2nd of January 2026. It's still weird seeing 2026. So, KK Slider is here visiting Muffin Town. Not only that, but Mr. Slider is Mr. Slider, I'm not sure how I feel about KK being called that, has graciously agreed to put on a special concert for everyone on the island. Stand by for a direct feed from the concert venue. I hope you all enjoy the show. So, Isabel implies that the speakers that are broadcast throughout the entire island are only playing KK songs, and I love that. Hey Muffin Town, it's real groovy being here today. Feels like this dream I once had when I was just a scruffy pup with a shoebox guitar. I remember making guitars out of shoeboxes and like the kitchen paper rolls and elastic bands. Real cool. I was dreaming of hitting out on my own, wondering wherever my road would take me. Dreaming of finding a magical place where cool cats like you and me could come together to see a stray like me. Sorry about that. I do run on. You and me both, KK. Time to get finger snapping. Right on. So this one goes out to all the cool cats on Muffin Town. I call it Welcome Horizons. We're just gonna listen to KK. I'm not gonna yap. We're gonna listen. Thank you so much. Maybe I'll catch you next time. Alright. Let me turn down the gameplay now. There we go. So hopefully hopefully the sound's not too bad. So, our reward for everything was a KK Slider song. Also, Tom Nook is here. Did you enjoy KK's concert? It was wonderful, wasn't it? I'm overjoyed that we could get him to play here. It's a special thing for sure, and as a commemorative gift, we have his song for you. This is the only way that you can get Welcome Horizons naturally in-game before this point. Yeah, it's the only way up until this point that you can get it. To listen to it, you'll need an item that can play music. Ah, Tom Nook has some big news too. KK is apparently very fond of our island, so he's going to perform a show every Saturday evening from now on. It really is amazing. Muffin Town was once a deserted island, but now we can host important concerts. I'm so thankful to you and everyone else on this island. I guess my getaway package idea is a success. I hope Muffin Town remains an enjoyable place to live for a long time to come. With your help, it will. Speaking of which, Tom Nook's developed a new app. Of course he has. What app are we getting from Tom Nook today? Also, don't he have a single magic floating music note. Literally, yeah. Pretty much. The app I've just sent you is called Island Designer. It's a special app from Nook Inc. that gives the residents the ability to take part in bold island redevelopment. At the moment, you'll only have the permission to create paths, but you can use your miles to access more options, like different kinds of paths and permits for changing cliffs and rivers. This is why... Okay, yeah, Tom Nook's just going on about how, you know... I'm excited about all this too. So, this is why we were waiting on doing a lot of our design elements here. So we can now have more stuff to do here. So this takes care of the main goal that we've had. Oh, cute. There's our painting that we got the other day. This takes care of our main quote-unquote goal for now for Animal Crossing. So we got 3 stars and everything's gonna open up. First and foremost, I remember playing Animal Crossing for the first time, like Animal Crossing New Horizons, I should say, for the first time in 2020. So the day the game came out, I had everything ready. I was drinking my Animal Crossing travel mug with my Animal Crossing tea, and actually I don't have Animal Crossing tea. How cool would that be though? I was drinking everything Animal Crossing, and you know, I had everything around me, my Animal Crossing blanket, all that, yada yada. And being able to play this and then getting to that point, 10 out of 10. Tiny wants to give you a high five. Hi, Salbel. Hi, Tiny. Hello, Tiny. High five. There we go. I hope you're having a wonderful time, Tiny. There we go. We're going to take off the cat nose now. But I think that's rather cute. Maybe we'll see something else in the store that we like. But yes, so this seeing that moment with KK performing, top tier. There we go. So we've got our quaint painting, we've got log sticks, which we already know the DIY of. We have an ornament mobile, which we can learn actually. Alrighty, then we've got just some items, some fossils, snacks, picnic blight. Okay, cool. So cool. So you might be wondering, what's the whole point of doing all of that work of, you know, getting all the people moved in and laying down all the items and upgrading the shop and everything like that, if all you get is just a another character visiting your town every week? And you know what? Very fair question. That is a very fair question. There is just so many more things than just that. What happened to you calling me Grable? I like that. Come on, sis, I'm trying to have a moment here. How many times have you ever said that to the siblings? You're like, I'm trying to have a moment here with you. Come on. Alright, so Sable and Mabel are having family therapy session with us sitting in between. It's very sweet. But yes, so quite a few things change now that we've reached 3 stars. And this is what we're streaming to go over. Oh, this is also one of my favorite clothing items. I love the green. Sorry, I'm just doing personal shopping now. Okay, yeah, we're getting that. How much? Okay, I've got plenty of bells. I wish I had nicer jeans, but that's fine. Don't mind me. I'll be done shopping in a moment. I love this cap. And no. Okay. I promise I'm almost done shopping. No, I like the other boots that I have better. We're gonna do this. I think that's a cute little outfit. Okay. So yes, there's quite a few things that change. Now, what about the ultimate goal at the end of all of this? So, as I mentioned, Animal Crossing is quite an open life simulator game. So there's no real end goal beyond what you make of it. However, getting to 3 stars is probably the closest thing we'll get to an end goal of sorts. And you might be wondering, what's the point now? What do we do? There's quite a few things to do. Number one, so much customization to happen. You've got so many villages that you can get closer to and learn more about. There's so many. I want that shopping bag. I think that's a cute little thing to have, like, in a kitchen sort of room. If we ever have a kitchen room, I think that'd be good. Yeah, upgrading your house, completing the museum's always a great goal to have, especially considering that certain bugs and fish are only available certain times of the year. Isn't the end goal to pay off your house so Tom Nook no longer owns your soul? Whoa. I thought I heard something just then. To an extent, sure. Yes, that is a goal. Yeah, paying off your house absolutely is a goal. It's more so because so you can have more items, rather than Tom Nook Tom Nook not owning your soul. But to each his own. I actually don't mind Tom Nook. I know a lot of people say that he's like capitalistic and evil and all of that. Oh, hello! What just happened? Virtual Fusion Games subscribed for 6 months on a 6-month streak. So for 6 months in a row now. Thank you so much for the resub, Virtual. I hope you're having a great time. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're having fun. Wow. Thank you so much for the resub. That's awesome. Yeah, so you're more paying off your house for more home space rather than anything else. Tom Nook, considering he could charge you interest and doesn't, I kind of think Tom Nook's not too bad here. So we're just gonna walk around and say hello to our villagers while we're getting into the swing of things. As I said, this is not gonna be a. Yeah, I love reading. Excellent, cool. As I said, we're not going to be streaming for too long today. It's going to be like an hour stream sort of thing. As much as I would love to spend all night with all of you, I have quite a few things to do following my house being... Oh, that's still there. That's actually quite fun. Following my house being fumigated the other day, I've still got quite a few things to pack up and clean up. I had so much ironing out, like so many clothes out in baskets waiting to be ironed, because I haven't had time to do ironing since before Christmas, which I know, really slack, trust me, I'm kind of grossed out by myself. But all of those clothes were sitting out in baskets in my spare room, and although the spray is technically safe and like eco-friendly and I can still wear the clothes, they just kind of smell like pesticides. So I'm re-washing all of those clothes. What am I doing? And I've just got so much to do. I also really want to go on a jog today. So we won't be streaming for too long, but we are gonna say a quick hello to our villagers, see what's coming up next, all of that, which I'm very excited about. Also, we had our heads or tails. I did put that in the chat. And I think I did see some people in that. Yep, so heads with 22% of the points and tails with 78%. Heads or tails, please. It is heads! Congratulations to whoever just won that Mad King's Ransom. That's Ducky, congratulations. There we go. Oh, hello. Hello, Stu. So, every so often, a villager will teach you a new reaction. I don't think we've actually gone over this. They can teach you a new reaction. So, if you press the ZR button, I forgot which one it was for a second, you have a ring of different emojis. And they're just ways to be able to interact with the camera, with yourself, with other players that you might be playing with, or with your villagers themselves. See, if I turn around and... See, he stops and smiles at me. And if I... You're supposed to react, buddy. Or you could just walk away, that's also fine. Yeah, whatever. So they will react. Now, he just taught us one that doesn't actually exist there. So we can remove and register different emotes. So you can see all the ones up here. So disagreement, joy, delight, surprise. And we can, yeah, you can go around and register them all. Mistaken. No, that's not the one I'm missing. What's the one I'm missing? No, that's not it. It does tell you which one it is, I'm just not reading it. There we go. It's shyness, there it is. Excellent. So, you can, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually acknowledged the fact that you can do that. Also, look, our pear trees have sprouted. How cute. So yeah, good job, Ducky. Congratulations. Alright. If we, come on, Cherry, acknowledge my existence. Nope, she's too busy watering plants now. Alright, bye. Yeah, congratulations, Ducky. Alright. We also have some Nook Miles to collect. So we changed our clothes today. We got KK Slider to come to town. Which, if you're not sure, if you're not aware, KK Slider is based on Tatakake, who is a oh, there it is, the island designer one, which we can now have access to, is a music designer, composer, that's the one, a composer, a Japanese composer, and does a lot of games, particularly Nintendo games. Now he has a unique song called Tatakake Song, which is this weird little, like, 12-note melody that he tries to sneak into as many games that he works on as possible. So it appears in games like Animal Crossing, it appears in Link's Awakening, it appears in Frogger, it appears in so many different games. I think certain games like Wii Sports, they haven't yet found where he snuck it in, but they're confident because he snuck this song into so many games, pretty much every game he's ever worked on. They're confident it's there somewhere, they just haven't found it yet. So which is a really cool thing. Anyway. So we're gonna get day 1 daily 50 bonus miles. You remember how I said you get 500 bonus miles for every, after a certain point? I keep forgetting, I keep losing the ability to actually get all this done. So, we have the waterscaping permit, the cliff construction permit, and some different tiles and designs. Now, this is what I have been saving. I've got 30,000 Nook Miles points. This is what I've been saving them all for. I thought what I'd do is I'd order them all and then show you what they are, rather than show you, then reorder, then show you. I feel like it's a better way to do it. But if you don't know what these do, trust me, you'll find out soon enough. It's going to be a little bit of a slow process getting this all done. Alright. While we are... What am I trying to say? What we'll do is we will get the 2 items that we've already gotten. We'll get one, then we'll get 2 paths. And the rest of them I'll do on my own time. But I'll show you what the 2 paths are as well. Redeem Nook Miles. So, let's go with the wooden path design. I like the wooden path design. It's also arguably the one I've used the least in my other towns. Alright. How are we all feeling? We're doing good tonight, people? I'm excited to have you all here. Alright. And the last one that we are going to show off today is the custom design path one. Which, let me just say, absolutely useful. 10 out of 10, can recommend the custom path design. Some people, when this game came out and people started getting to this point of the game where they could buy these things, they kind of questioned the existence of the custom path option. Let me tell you now, worth it. 100% worth it. Alright. So, let's go back out. And let's go over what all of these things are. So, to demonstrate this... Oh, there's Punchy. Let's say hi to Punchy. Why would you use Nook Miles to order a Nook Miles ticket? Great question. So the Nook Miles tickets are the tickets that allow you to fly to mystery islands to do random, to visit random islands. To get either, to try your luck with the islands, to try and find something rare and useful, like bamboo shoots, or, bamboo shoots, or something like that. Or you try and use them to go find different villages that you'd like. If you've got a spare plot, if someone's just moved out, Because trust me, this isn't going to be our final rotation of villagers. Villagers will move in and out. So it depends. So if you've got an empty spot and you want to find a particular islander, a particular character to fill that spot, you can try your luck with the Nook Miles tickets. They are expensive for what they are, especially if you're going on a search for a particular villager. Keep in mind, there are hundreds of villagers. So if I wanted to find my favorite villager of all time, I might spend 50, 60, 70 tickets doing so. And at 2,000 a pop, they get real expensive real fast. Alright. So, let's open up our Island Designer app. We're going to skip through, I was going to say, we're skipping through all that dialogue because I'm going to go through it anyway. So we've got a few options here. We can check the manual, which will take us back through those instructions. We can request cleanup, which we'll go through in a minute. And we can start construction. Let's start construction. So once you have started construction, your normal hat goes away and is replaced by a helmet. You do still have access to your pockets, and you still have access to your tools. You can use all of your tools, so you don't have to keep turning the app on and off in order to move up and down levels. So, we have unlocked the dirt path, grass, which at the moment for us is just straight up snow, and the wooden path, and the custom design path. And this is what we're going to go over, because there's quite a few misconceptions and misinformation about some of the path options, particularly custom pathings, that I want to go over. Also, I know I just went all the way up there for seemingly no reason, but I also just really wanted to pull the weeds while I yapped. Alright. For example, you can see over here, there's already custom paths on the ground. So you might be questioning, why would I want to do more custom pathings? And number one, no, I cannot fill in this spot underneath the campsite, and yes, it really bothers me. I don't know why on earth they did that, but it really does bother me. Anyway, so let's go here in front of the houses here. So, custom pathing, you press A and it puts the path on the ground. When you start putting them together, they start connecting. For example, we have now made a perfect square. Now, in order to remove pathing, you can either switch over back to the grass, or you can just press A on it again to remove it. If you have a square shape like this, or anything with a corner, something interesting happens. If you do the grass again, it's normal, no problem at all. If you, however, press A to remove it, something unique happens. So we'll just press A to remove this part, and it has now rounded out the edge. Shoutouts to Casserole, I guess. There we go. So you can round out the edges, and that turns it into a circle. Like that. Now, again, we're going to look at custom designs. So, you can put down custom designs like this, perfectly normal. You can put them over the top of other custom designs. And the reason why you might want to do that is for a simple reason. You can hear that sound of the wood running. See how that's got a different and lack of sound? That's why you might want to put it down for realism. There is another reason why you'd want to put it down. I don't know if I have the proper... Okay, hang on. Let's quickly go into our custom designs here. I'll show this off first. So this is our Saobao design that we made to show off the custom design portal last time. Again, we pop that down, it sits over. However, if we go into our custom designs here, and let's change the design, and we get this one little thing, this one transparent tool here, and we make one transparent corner. It now has one tiny pixel removed from the corner. And what we can do is we can boop, boop. The pattern now confines itself to the pre-existing path. So if you wanted a path in a circle, it has to have at least one transparent pixel. And if you looked really closely, you might be able to see the transparent square. Otherwise, it's barely noticeable most of the time. A lot of people question why some of their custom designs will conform to the shape of a pre-existing pattern and why others won't. And that is why. For example, so you might be wondering, why would I need to round the corners out when I can do it on my own here? Custom designs by themselves, they sit on top of the grass rather than become a different path in the grass. So the usual thing of rounding out the corner by pressing A does not exist here. You can also press Y to get rid of them, I guess. But yes, that's why you need the one transparent square there. I thought that might be very worthwhile showing off, because a lot of people have asked why their custom design seems so inconsistent, and that's why. There are so many custom designs to show off. For example, in fact, if we go to our design portal, access the portal. Alright, and we search for, oh, actually, we don't even have to search. I've already favorited someone. Polita. This is a personal creator that I really like their stuff. I've got some of their custom designs in pretty much every single one of my Animal Crossing towns. That's how much I like them. So if we, what's a good one? Okay. Let's, for example, do this. Okay. We now have 3 custom designs from this person. There are so many different custom designs that you can get online for the ground, for patterns on the ground, like leaves and images, and there was this cute little thing where you can make a custom designed umbrella, and it forces the perspective so it looks like a cat in a house. Really cute. Alright, so let's have a look at this snowy path here. And we're going to move out of the way here. In fact, we're going to do it in front of this set of stairs here. Alright, so that's one side. Let's do the other side. Punchy, go away. Bye, Punchy. Alright. No, don't want to get rid of it. Also, you will never know the pain that Animal Crossing inflicts on its people until the villagers purposely sit down on the thing that you're trying to make. Like, they will sit in the area that you're actively working on, and it sucks. Alright. You see the vision here right now. I think arguably this would look better one length long. But you can see it's a dirt path, except the snow's now crackling over the edge. It forces the perspective in a way. And these types of patterns are so cool. However, if we come over here, There's no transparent square in this, so we wouldn't be able to conform it to a single shape. Which is why that online portal has different curved shapes and everything like that, so you can make the path go in whatever direction you want. It doesn't have to go just straight. And that's why you'd want custom designs. Now, the reason why people thought custom designs may have been a bit of a waste of your Nook Miles is because you can technically just go display on ground, display on ground, display on ground. However, as you can clearly tell here, you don't have a say in where it goes on the ground. So you spend half of your time going, no, and then having to clean it up. It can get real annoying real quick. Alright. So we're just going to cover all these custom patterns. I'm not sure if I want any custom patterns on the area here quite just yet. Unfortunately, with the request cleanup, you might be wondering, can't I just ask them to clean up the paths? No, it cleans up items on the ground, not paths. Which we will demonstrate in just a moment. I'm just going to do this in my own time, that's fine. Alright. Here we go. So we go back into the thing, and then we can go request cleanup. So it will clean up items immediately around you. Yeah, let's clean things up. I think it'll take the bird bath and maybe the tire toys. I'm not quite sure. Excellent. No, so it literally only works one square each way. I thought it would work 2 squares each way. But you get the idea. It won't clean up pathing or anything like that. Again, the custom pathing, it has a weird sound. So if you don't like that, you might want to put some... This doesn't sound like wood, that's what I'm saying. You might want to put some... oops, I trampled my flowers, that's fine. You might want to put a different design underneath it first. So you can have that still that sound texture. Keep in mind that with certain pathings, the texture of the path may appear underneath your custom design. So there's a particular brick pattern that you can get with Nook Miles that looks a little stupid with a wooden floor custom design over the top, because the custom design clearly shows the brick pattern. That's what I'm saying. So just be wary of that. Now, the other two down here, we have waterscaping and cliff construction. We're going to start with cliff construction. Because, say, maybe, I wish this space was a little wider. Okay. This area is now wider. You can also round out the corners like that. That area is now wider. But what if you accidentally crop too much and you're like, oh, now it just looks awkward? You can build up the cliff. Unfortunately, one thing you can never do is change the way the cliff looks in terms of like the pattern of the dirt. That's something you'll never be able to change. You can cover it up with different items, but you can't change it. And what about the waterscaping permit? Same sort of deal. I want this to be a little narrower. So let's just do this. But you know what? I really hate the way that looks. So I'm just gonna... yeah, that's gonna be fine. I'll round her off a little bit. There we go. Now it's narrow enough that, well, I still can't jump, but it looks nicer. Or you might decide, nah, that looks stupid, so let's just get rid of it. So this is a way to truly customize every inch of your island. And having played this island for quite a few days, I have so many things planned. This is why you might see other people online put their houses, their shops, their museum, everything on the beach. It's because they're planning to clear the entire area so they can customize it how they want. I'm not going to totally change up every single part of this so it's unrecognizable from the beginning, but there are a few things that I'm going to do, we're going to add some cliffs, we're going to change some things. For example, this portion here, if you can look at our map, it can be its own really secular thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the river out here and bring it around in a circle to create this, oh, that was a dung beetle, to create this little separate peninsula from everything else. And then I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm very excited about it. Will it be our own, you know, produce farm or a theme park or my own house? I don't know. I think either way it would be very cool. There we go. So there are a lot of the design options that we have off the bat. And that's not the only thing you can do now that we have 3 stars. Trust me, not the only thing by a mile. It is the only thing we are able to access right now, right here and now that we've had the KK concert. So what we are going to do is, again, and I somewhat promise this is going to be the last time we do this. Ooh, I see, hang on, I see a present. There it is. Okay, cool. Come on, don't let me miss it. There we go. We are going to, first and foremost, open this present. Iron nuggets. You know what? They're always helpful. We're going to build the snowman, and then we are going to move to tomorrow in Animal Crossing. Or yesterday in Animal Crossing. I'm a little bit behind. But we're going to move forward a day in Animal Crossing. And again, this is probably the last time it's going to happen outside of very special occasions. I also really want to do something really stupid, just to show it off, because I did have someone ask. This is also, while we're doing this, I just also want to say we are so close to getting an island tune and an island flag together. This is our last point of good. This is like our last call to get ideas submitted into the Discord. I've had a few ideas submitted and we are working on them. But we are looking to have something planned, something done very soon. Like something finalized very soon. I am going to do something really stupid just to show it off. Wonderful! Just wonderful. That's a snowy sarcasm or snowcasm, in case you're wondering. You know, as my head ball was rolling end over end, we barely rolled it, bro. I had a feeling it was going to end up like this. I should have had something, but I just didn't have a mouth yet. And now I feel uncool. He will not give you anything. He will not give you a snowflake. He will not give you a custom design. He will just chew you out. In Animal Crossing New Leaf, his sarcasm would reign supreme. It was 10 times worse. And it was a joy to behold. I also just knocked over a light. That's fine. Why? Why what? Why would we do that? Or why was it worse in New Leaf? Alright. Why would we do that? Because it's funny. Because it's funny. Also, Colton, your house. Yeah, you're trying to preserve a certain aesthetic. Look at it. Wow. Why? What's wrong with it? His head and his body are a little disproportionate, apparently. Who would have guessed? I certainly didn't. No, why is he so sarcastic? Because he's unhappy about the way he was built. Again, I don't know why. Yes, we made him very wrong. Okay, yes. So I should explain that. So snowmen have a very specific ratio in which they should be built. This is not the ratio. So the ratio is the head has to be 3/4 the size of the body exactly in order to get the reward. It is quite precise and it is quite frustrating, but this is very wrong. So if you get the ratio just right, he gives you a large snowflake, which you can only collect from snowmen, and he'll give you a DIY for a frozen furniture piece. If you get him just slightly wrong, I think he may still give you the snowflake, but not the DIY. Otherwise, if you make him very wrong like this, nah. Would he be just as upset if his head was bigger than his body, or would that not be possible? It is very possible. In fact, that's what I was going to do, except I realized I didn't roll the head as big, so they're big enough. But yes, it is definitely possible, and they get so annoyed. Equally as annoyed, I should say. In Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS, you did something like this, the entire response would just be, what? Like, it would just be like, ... what? And then he'd chew you out and be really sarcastic. It was quite amusing to watch. Alright, as I mentioned, we're going to save and quit here, and we are going to move forward a day so we can explore more of what's going to happen. Whee! Alright, then we move over here. Okay, so now we move to the third zone. I'm only 1 day behind. Woo! And we're going to move to 1 p.m. sounds good. That was the time I got out of bed today. I'm kidding. I actually had a pretty productive day. I went for a workout. I went for a swim. What else did I do? I did washing. I cleaned. I did my dishes. Yeah, quite a productive day. I watched a lot of Sugar Conroy, you know. You do things, that's it. Alrighty. So hopefully some new things are going to be introduced by Isabelle today. Am I going to wait and see on that? It should be. Alright. Here we go. Right now, Muffin Time, it's 1 p.m. on Saturday, January 3rd, so KK will be performing tonight. Now for today's announcements. First, I have an ordinance update. I'm happy to announce that special rules called ordinances can now be enacted here on Muffin Town. Ordinances are a great way to improve the everyday lives of all of our residents. They're quite a lot of responsibility, and enacting one should understand everyone's needs. That's why the resident rep, Sal, will be in charge of ordinances. Sal, how exciting. If you're listening, I can't wait to see what you'll change. If anyone has any questions, please come see me. Moving on, I'd like to tell everyone about a new kind of tour available. Starting today, residents can go on a boat tour to uninhabited islands. These tours are a little different than the ones offered at the airport. You'll board a boat and enjoy the ocean breeze as you make your way to your destination. There are lots of uninhabited islands out there that can only be reached by boat. Rumor has it there's plenty of DIY materials on these islands, and even strange things buried in the ground. Sounds mysterious. There's a lot of text here. So let's go down the island. Moving on. Today we have a visitor staring at the campsite. Go meet our guest in person shop. And that's it. I told you that a lot opens up here, because this isn't even half of it. So, let's check our mail first and foremost. We've got a letter from Harvey. Harvey is that little dog that owns an island where you can take photos, if you recall. How's island life been treating you? Groovy? Me too. There's a little something I want to tell you about, though. I'll be waiting here on Harv's Island. Antonio. Aw, Antonio has an awesome thing for us. And Nook Inc. In celebration of KK Slider's concert, several new Miles redemption services are available. So we can redeem Nook Miles for so many different more things. There's so many different more things. Excellent. From here on in, every Saturday, KK Slider is going to be performing in the plaza. He's not taking requests right now, so we can come sit and just watch him play just in the plaza. But at 6 p.m. is where his official concert begins. So once a night, you can request a song, and he will give it to you, and he'll also give you a boot of the song, like a cover of like a album of the song. So we're going to talk to Isabelle. First and foremost, we're going to go in order here today. We're going to talk, somewhat order. We're going to go talk to Isabelle about ordinances. Oh yeah, like I said in our broadcast, we can now enact ordinances. These are special rules that change things about the island. Hi, Chris. How's it going? How's it going? The others and I decided as the resident representative, I should be in charge of the ordinances. That means we can make, enact, or dismiss any ordinance to try and make life here in Muffintown easier. So let's talk about that. Let's review island features. Let's discuss ordinances. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing well, Chris. A little hot, but otherwise I'm doing alright. There we go. How's it been? What have you been up to today? Alright, let's talk about ordinances. We don't have any ordinances in effect. However, we'll need 20,000 bells to enact one. Hey, thank you for the 3-stream streak, Chris. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, yo. Alright, let's get started on an ordinance. And let's go over what all of them are. So, anyone who's played Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS, you will understand these ordinances. So, we're going to go in order. Beautiful Island Ordinance. That means that we won't fish up any junk. So, things like old tires and boots and tins, we will no longer fish up. We will have less weeds appear every day. Flowers will bloom and multiply on more easily and without too much interference. And the island just gets, it's just a way of making sure the island maintains a set standard of beauty without putting in too much effort. You just woke up. Wow, okay. Oh yeah, I forget time zones are a thing. Early bird ordinances. This means that the shops open early. They also close early as a result. So if you're someone who likes to wake up at like 6 a.m. and then you like to play a little bit of games on the train on your way to work or something like that, this might be good for you, because if you're getting on the train at 6 a.m. for work, the shops aren't going to be open. However, this opens shops a little bit earlier, so it might be better. However, the shops do close earlier. Then we have Night Owl Ordinance, which is the same thing but for night owls, so the shops close later. So currently, say it like oh my god, what am I trying to say? The Able Sisters are open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Instead, they'll be open, I think it's like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. They just shift their hours. And then I think it's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for early bird. So it shifts the opening and closing times to be later for Night Owl. And then Bell Boom Ordinance means that everything on the island is 20% more expensive, but you get 20% more bells for anything that you buy, anything that you sell. So you get more bells more easily. It also means that if you have a friend with a Bell Boom Ordinance, or you have a Bell Boom Ordinance, you can go collect free items from their place or anything like that, and you can sell it for a mad profit. Any fish any fish that you get, any trees that you shake for fruit, any furniture items that your villagers give you, any shells on the beach, your weeds, any material that you chop out of trees or rocks or anything like that, they are all worth way more money. So you might be sitting there going, what's the point of getting 20% more bells for anything I sell if I have to pay 20% more for anything I buy? It's because you're probably more likely selling more than you're buying. But yeah, that's it. So we have Beautiful Island, which means that your island is just, you don't fish up any weed, weeds are less likely to grow, you don't fish up trash, and your island has it requires less effort to maintain. You have Early Bird, which means that shops open earlier but close earlier. You have Night Owl, which means shops open later but close later. And you have Bell Boom, which means anything you sell is worth more money, but things in the shops cost more money. So we're going to create a poll here. I should say, I don't think I've actually specified what the downside of the Beautiful Ordinance is. it means that because you can no longer get the get like the trash items like the tires, the cans, and the shoes, and all of that. They can be items and materials in DIYs. So you will no longer be able to fish them up as materials for DIY projects. However, you can go to a mystery island to do that. And Belboom. Alrighty. So we're gonna come back to this. So in 5 minutes time, we've got a poll going. So in 5 minutes time, we'll have our answer as to which ordinance you think we should do. This is up to everyone. So I'm gonna back out for now, and I want to see what everyone thinks about what ordinance we should go with. You'll have 5 minutes on that, so don't forget to get in your channel points for that. I'm just gonna make sure it's working on the mobile, because sometimes these don't come up on mobile. I also didn't mean to talk to Tom Nook there, but that's fine. We can talk to Tom Nook, sure, why not? Alright, there we go. Okay, yes, everyone should be able to see that now. Alrighty. So from here, we also have the same layout changes and bridges and inclines. Not much happens with Tom Nook, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. Alright. While we're also waiting, we are also going to get our daily points from the Nook terminal. And we're just going to have a look at the Nook shopping. I should note, I don't think I've actually spoken about this. The Nook shopping app here, it is a good thing to buy. It is a good idea to buy things where you can from it. You can buy a maximum 5 a day, but after 50 items, something happens. So it is a good idea. You can get 1 KK song from it a day. You can also get unique items from it, and you can get the seasonal items as well. So it's always a good idea to check it. I want those water shoes. Why not? There we go. So don't forget to vote in that poll. So currently it's a 50-50 between Beautiful Town and Belboom. So someone needs to break that 50-50 up. I bet. Let's. Look, I dug up a fossil. We're going to go check out Blathers and get all of our fossils into Blathers. And then we're going to go to the campsite. And then hopefully our poll should be closed. Alrighty. Make a donation. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, yes, we do have our painting that we can donate. I forgot about that. Let's talk about what happens when we donate a legit painting. It's just a normal donation. So unlike the fish and fossils and bugs, he will not give you, ask you if you want a description off the bat. You will actually have to go to the museum exhibit to see that. So currently Belboom is in the lead with 75% of the votes. That is very interesting. I'm very keen about that. Alright. So Blather said he has found something. Let's make a donation. What have we found? Oh, you know what? Half of the fossils still being donatable. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Sorry, just bear with me for a sec. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, let's go. Let's leave here. Actually, hang on. I want to show off. I did mention before that, you know, you do have the option of going and seeing the painting and getting the description instead of talking to Blathers. So where is the quaint painting? It's not across here. I don't think we've actually seen the museum exhibits, but like they're the artwork museum space, and that's because we haven't had one. This is our first piece of art. So the crate painting, donated January 3rd. The Milkmaid by Johannes Vermeer, circa 1658, oil on canvas. But don't forget, you've got like 10 seconds to get your votes in if you'd like to. This piece earned Vermeer the nickname Master of Light thanks to its exquisite contrast and depth. Vermeer painted this masterpiece at only 25 years of age. Wow. Thanks for showing me up. No, I'm kidding. Many note that it is surprisingly small in real life. There you go. So you do get some options. You do get some information there. You can see the actual name of the piece, and you've got some information on the painting itself. And with 80% of the votes, Bellaboom has won. Wow. I really thought that Beautiful Town was going to win, but I'm actually... Bellaboom was the one I was kind of hoping for, so I'm very excited about that. Let's go enact that ordinance. I keep trying to say audience by accident. Alright, let's enact that ordinance. Ordinance. Alright, please don't hesitate. Let's review island features. Discuss ordinances. So Chris, you just woke up. Got any big plans for today? Alright, so we're going to enact the Bellaboom Ordinance. So that will go in effect first thing tomorrow. And that has, there we go, taken out 20,000 rupees. Rupees? Bells. There we go. So starting from tomorrow, we will have our Bellaboom Ordinance in effect. Well, really today because we're still a day behind, but that's fine. Alright, let's quickly go see who our camper is for today. And then the last thing we are going to do is we're going to check out that Mystery Island thing that Isabel was talking about. Hello, Eric. We haven't seen you in a while. I wonder if something fun will happen today. It could any old second. Anytime now. Aw, Eric, you're so cute. I've had Eric in previous towns, and he's actually super adorable. Alright, let's see who our campsite person is today. Oh, okay. Big Top. So, campers will appear on a random day, and they can, to an extent, is starting in this game, if you talk to them enough, not only will they play games with you, but if you win the game, so it could be like there's a certain amount of different games. If they win the game, they may if you win the game, they may ask if they can move in. However, our town already has 10 villages, so we'll go over what that means in a second. But let's have a look at the game. Cool. Let's start then. Do you need an explanation of the rules? Sure. It will help if you tell us which game we're playing. So all of these cards got one of these patterns. Hearts, diamonds, spades, or clubs. Yes. I'm going to draw one card, and you've got to guess the colour the pattern on the card is. Okay. So there's various different versions of this. So he's asking if the card is red or black. Other villagers may ask you if what suit you think the cards are. So heart, diamond, spade, or clubs. Other times they may draw a number, and they might ask you if the next card is going to be higher or lower than the card they just drew. Which is really sucky because it's out of 10. It's really sucky if the number is 5. Just saying. You've literally got a 50-50 shot. I think the card is red. Hey! Alright, so we get a terry cloth nightgown for that. Yay. Alright. So from here, now that we've won a prize, it's... we have now the option to invite Big Top to move here. Now, this is something that is new to this Animal Crossing game. And what this means is typically, we already have a full roster of villagers. So if we said move here, Big Top will go, oh, but the island's full. Maybe you can talk to someone to see if they will move. I think this person's the most likely to move. In fact, let's show it off. I want to see who's most likely to move. Or they could do that and completely reject your invite to move in. You can keep talking to them and eventually they'll be like, oh, maybe I'll move in. But in all honesty, I'm not a big fan of Big Top's cute and all, but I'm happy with the villagers we've got, and I'm not a big fan of forcing villagers to move in when they don't want to. You know what I mean? So we're going to leave Big Top there for now. But I thought it was worth showing off. If you haven't, if you find someone in the campsite that you absolutely must have, if you find like that one perfect animal, or you find Raymond and you're like, cool, I can sell him online for real world money, which by the way was a thing that happened in the Animal Crossing community. Oops, I accidentally destroyed that snowball. So let's destroy this one too. There was in the early days of Animal Crossing, there was a thing where people were selling animals for like literally hundreds of dollars online. I don't know if anyone bought them, but people were certainly selling them. It was a little stupid. Alright, actually, we're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this in my own time. But for now, we're gonna check out the final thing. Also, I am loving my hair today. Sorry, that is really a weird segue, but sometimes that girl just loves her hair. That's all. So, we're going to go over to a part of our island that we haven't really explored much. Oh! Let's collect our DIY. Floral swag. Is that like a bag or something? Looks like it. Or maybe just an upside down bouquet, really. Okay. Let's go over here to this side of the beach. And we can have a look at our dock. Because sitting at our dock, who wasn't there before, is a new face. Cap'n! A fan favorite character. Now what we have here, yours be a face I have not seen before. My name's Cap'n, what's yours? Sal, is it? Yarr! That'd be a nice... I'm not going to do voices. Well, I came here to Fairy Folks on tours to exchange wee islands. And what? Well, I came to Fairy Folks on tours to various wee islands in exchange for miles. Might even take you where there be rare treasures. Me tours go to places you can only reach with me boat. I can take you there anytime. That turned into a really, really bad accent. I'm so sorry. Alright, so, once a day for 1,000 miles, Cap'n will take us to a different island. Some of these, he says will take you to a rare island. Some of them are really not rare. They're really just your basic islands. Occasionally, you do get real ones. Cap'n also sings. You don't get seasick, do ya? So whenever Cap'n's singing, you can press the Y, X, and A buttons to do various reactions. I really love Cap'n songs. I think they're really cute. They're really comforting. They're just very sweet. I know a lot of people don't like Cap'n songs because they take so long, but I just think that they're just genuinely really cute. The things you gotta be mindful from your tours are the same as the fancy airplane tours. So, that's fine. I'll do the long-winded exploration for you. So these islands
are randomly generated. There are a few designs and patterns. You get a DIY on most of them each day, and they have some unique things. So we've got some, well, orange trees aren't exactly unique, but we do have some rare flowers that we haven't seen before, and we also have some bushes here that we haven't seen before. These islands can vary in design, they can vary in what's actually available, and they can also vary in what season they are. So, on very rare occasions, I'm talking like very rare, I think it's like a less than 4% chance, you have a chance to get to an island that is in a different season. So it might be a summer island. There are also islands where you can get different fruits than normal. There are islands where you can pick up different vegetables, which is a thing. There are different islands where okay, I just needed to see if it was trash. There are islands where the only thing you are able to fish up is trash, and I mean like the boots and the tires and all of that. Which, why, you might be thinking why, but it's very useful. These bushes are also only available to buy when Leaf comes to the village it comes to our town on a random chance. So I'm going to pick up some of these so I can take them back to our town and grow them. We're going to plant them in our town. Who ever heard of border control? Not me, clearly. There we go. I'm just going to take those 4 bushes for now. I think that'd be cute. I only grabbed 3, did I? Oh, no, there's the 4th bush. I just couldn't see it. There we go. So, these islands are sort of generated on the spot. Once we leave the island, you can never... I got another quaint painting? I'm so why did I get another... Okay, sure. Where did I get the quaint painting from? Okay, sure. Why not? Maybe one of the villagers gave it to me in a letter or something. I'll have to go back and check my mailbox. Villagers can occasionally gift you paintings, and they're quite often rare. Sorry, not rare, fake. Quite often fake. Anyway. These islands can have different vegetables on it. On very rare occasions, there's islands where when you hit the rocks, you don't get materials, you only get money out of every single rock. And you quite often there's some islands that you hit the rocks and star fragments come out. We also picked up a gyroid fragment. We will go over that another time, because that's a thing. Give me the bush. So, what's going to happen between now and next time we visit Muffin Town? Well, now that we have all of these custom island customization things open, I'm going to get started on customizing the island, because I'm very excited to show off everything that can be customized. Now, once we leave this island, we can never come back to here, so make sure you don't leave any important items on the beach. Or on the island at all. If you drop all of your tools in the hopes of finding more diving creatures, make sure you pick up your tools, because they're gone otherwise. Now, as much as I love Kappa music, I know quite a few people get impatient. So, before I mentioned that the X, Y, and A buttons have different reactions, if you mash the B button over and over again, he gets annoyed at you, but the singing stops and you automatically go back to shore. I like the singing, and I feel bad for making Cap'n angry, but I understand why they put that in. So yes, so between now and then, I'm going to start customizing some of Muffin Town. I'll keep the dream address up to date as per always. And we will, so you may see some houses on beaches and stuff being moved around. But we'll definitely do updates from here on in. And then we'll also have, hopefully, a new island flag and island tune by then. You look forward to more updates. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, see, there's a tire. The poll, it was, we got the Bell Boom Ordinance, and we have already enacted that, which is very exciting. I'm very excited for the Bell Boom Ordinance to take effect tomorrow. Don't worry, I didn't forget the poll this time, I promise. Both of my islands, because I've had 3 Animal Crossing New Horizons islands, which is a little excessive, I agree. This is my 4th. Oh god, that's really excessive. I want the tea set, actually. The tea set's cute. 17, okay, sure. In all 4 of my Animal Crossing towns, this is the first one that I've had a Bell Boom ordinance in, so I'm very excited. Most of the time I have to have the Night Owl because I often could only play in the night previously, but I've been able to play more and more in the day in the past few months, so I'm very excited. Mr. Sorry, also doing housework and have 2 kids, so no, you are all good, I promise. It do be like that sometimes. Alrighty, we are gonna leave it here for now. I know this was only a short stream, it's an hour and a half, so a very short stream. But as I mentioned, this was just a short update so we could show off KK Slider. And we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled Zelda and Animal Crossing updates later on Tuesday. But don't go anywhere because we are going to find someone to raid. I want to find someone we haven't raided an Animal Crossing player before. So let's go. Let's find someone. Trying to find someone who's not a not a treasure island is the whole thing. And we will go through all these things like treasure islands and stuff like that. Alright, so we have this person here called Crisari. I've never seen them before. Hopefully they're good, but they look like they're visiting different islands via dream addresses, and that sounds like a great idea. So let's go join them. So if you're interested in they're playing Animal Crossing, visiting dream addresses. So let's go join them. If you are interested in seeing more Animal Crossing, don't forget to join the raid. Don't forget to say hi in chat if you're interested. Give them a follow if you like their content. We're all small streamers trying to do our part. So we all appreciate spreading the love around. Thank you so much to everyone for the everything tonight. For the raids, for the follows, for the subs, for all of that. And just for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on Tuesday. Bye!